Right, so I'm trying something a little bit different this time. I actually live recorded the tutorial here. Please let me know what you think and let's get started. So today I wanted to tackle working on a pixel art sword. I've done these on and off for a little while and I really enjoy them. I'm doing it on a diagonal here, so I have more room to add detail. If you really wanted to, you could do it vertical, or you could do it horizontal. You know, if it really makes you happy, give it a try, see what you like. Now, I don't know a ton about sword terminology, but I do know that the end over here is going to be my pommel. That's the round bit at the end of the sword. So we're going to leave that there. And I think about here is a good spot to put, I believe it's the guard. And it can't hurt for you to learn the terminology on these things. I'm actually going to kind of fill this in so I can get an idea of what it looks like as a solid mass. You can just do the lines if you want to do the lines. There's no harm in that. Okay. Let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, I'm one too far over. There we go. Now that's equal. Swords aren't too hard to draw like this. I think the more difficult weapons are something like axes, trying if you wanted to get them symmetrical. That could be a total pain in the butt. Now the handle, I'm going to make a little bit thinner than the pommel because I would like the pommel to stand out. That is just like, I don't know, I think it looks nicer. But I don't want it too skinny either because I think it'll look a little funny. Because if we make it skinnier here and then erase the, let's try it and have a look. Out of curiosity, anyway. But if you make it skinny, it looks a little off to me. Some people might like it that way, though. Like, it just depends. But I'm going to stick with it being like this. You can always change your mind on these things later. It's really easy to do. And I'm going to make it a little less round on this spot because I figure it's more like the pommel is sitting in like possibly like a tube here, and like you maybe can't see the bottom of the round bit, and it kind of looks like an upside down heart if you look at it carefully. So I'm going to see if I can't figure out how I want this. I'm using straight lines. This is in Aseprite. It's shift and control at the same time. You can use it with the eraser or the drawing tool, whatever, you're using at the time. Probably won't work with the bucket tool because, well, that'd be kind of silly, wouldn't it? So, let's see. Alright, I see what's going on here. Now I've got this over here that I thumbnailed earlier. This is what I'm going to be attempting. It's not going to look exactly like it because, well, we're working in pixels. And in pixels, sometimes we have to decide what details are most important to us. And if I can't fit that little diamond shape in there, I'm going to do my best to imply it. Or at least put a little dot there or something. Just I wanted a pop of color there. Just heads up too, I did not mention this at the beginning, but I am using the Dawnbringer 32 palette. It comes with Aseprite. It's called DB32. I figured I should use a palette this time that everybody can easily access. Usually you can look up Dawnbringer 32 on Google or something, and you can get, you can find it. It's very popular as far as I can tell. Alright, so I'm going to add this little bit here. This will probably become just a darker color of whatever color I use here for the metal. But I think that I actually don't like where this is cutting in. So I'm going to move it. And to do that, I'm going to put these back because I want these to be a guideline. And it's going to look a little funny right now, and that's okay. But I want to back it up here, I think. Yeah, I think that's good. So I'm going to use my straight line tool. I'm going to go 4 pixels out on each side for now. And I'm going to pull this up. And it's going to be shaped different than I initially did it, and that's okay, because I am going to be working this into what I have going here, so. Alright, so I'm going to go... You know, I kind of like how skinny that is right there. I think it looks kind of neat. So I might hang on to that. Let's see. It just gives it a little bit more of a unique kind of look to it. I think it's kind of fun. So we're going to keep that, but I'm going to put a pixel there. So I've got kind of like... I couldn't decide if it's just pointy metal or like... I wanted it to be like flames or something. But we'll decide as we go. Sometimes it's kind of fun to just make decisions as you're going. But of course, it's usually better to plan ahead. It takes less time. This is definitely something you can't use a mirror tool for. I erased this for a second there, but I realized that I kind of need those to guide me on what I need to do over here. So I don't know, I need to put 2 pixels here. And then I go out, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, you know what? I was wrong. Just 1. And let's have a look. Now, we can see that maybe I kind of messed this up here. So now you got to figure out where my problem is, and it seems to be right here. So, yep, there we go. That fixed it. So I'm going to remove these guidelines now. And I'm going to hollow out this area here a little bit. I'm only going to go as far as it will let me at first, and then I'm going to kind of fill it in here. Well, not fill it in, but, you know, I have to add a pixel there, you know? And we're going to extend this, because it just... Yeah, I like that. That looks good. Sometimes I don't always know what I'm doing right away with these things, and that's okay. So, it is also easier to just do these steps at the same time on both sides. It's easier to keep track of what you're doing if you're forgetful as heck like me. I'm just always messing these things up, and I'm always forgetting what I was doing, etc. It's just in my nature. Something that I can't really help. Oop. Yeah, okay, I like that. So this isn't really thick enough to do what I wanted here, I think. So I think I'm going to do that, and I'm going to pull it down. And we're going to add a pixel here on both sides. I like that a little more. It's kind of reminding me of some more famous swords. That is an accident, I suppose. Before I jump on adding the detail there, I think this is a good time to throw some color in. I'm going to pick this blue-gray that I have here. It looks much more blue because I have this in the background here. Oh, we don't want that there. We want it on the pommel. And maybe here for now, here. And I'm going to use this kind of... I'm not sure what to call this color, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if it's quite an olive, because the one next to it, over here on the left, is olive. But I kind of like the look of that, so let's hold on to that. So a lot of times, like I imagined in my head that this would be gold, but a lot of times, like, it could also be like silver, it could be pewter, whatever makes you happy. But I think that with this particular palette, I'm not sure I want to try to go for a gold color here. So I think that I am going to pull the color up a little bit here, make this brighter. I'm going to pull up the brightness basically by using this color over here on the left. Okay, so that indicates our blade. And I'm going to use, let's see, it's the same color as the background, but, you know, we'll figure it out. It's fine. So we want to add some color in here. So let's see. We're going to say this is going to be a silver made sword or an iron sword, whatever, you know, floats your boat. But let's go for it. So I've got this green here. Do we want the eye to be drawn directly to the gem? Is that what's most important about our sword? If we want it to be drawn there, we might want to use a red. Ooh. Oh, 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 did you see that? You know what? Forget realism. That sometimes you have happy little accidents, and it's like, I love this. This looks good. So let's go for it. There's nothing wrong with using weird colors. I wanted to go a little bit more realistic with this, but hey, I like that. A lot of times there'll be some texture here. It's probably to help keep a better grip on this thing. So we're going to do that. I'm going to keep my black outline. There are times where you don't want to use black outlines, and that's fine and dandy. But I want one for this particular image. You know, I think I'm going to space this out a bit more because I'm not fond of how that's looking. It looks a little bit better. What if we do this? You know what? I like that. We're going to do that. Yeah, that looks good. Sometimes I don't entirely know what I'm doing until I do it. You're going to find it that happens possibly to you a lot as well. And you know what? That is A-okay. Do what you want. If you have to change your plans because you accidentally filled in a part of your image like I did, do it. If it looks cool, why not? Have fun. Right, so as you can see here, I've decided that my light source is coming from this direction. And it's going on all this outer edge here on the sword. The sword is rounded here. It is a 3D item to a degree. And that's fine. I'm actually going to add a little bit more shadow over here. There is a reason I'm doing this. I will show you closer to the end because that's the fun part, in my opinion. I mean, like, the whole thing's fun, really, but it's extra fun because it really helps things pop. I'm going to look up here and look at my colors. I think that the best colors for me to shade with here for the darkest is this purple. So we are going to do... Now I know my light source is coming from up here. It's going to hit here a little bit. So I maybe don't want to shade that entirely. And we're actually going to do that. I'm going to pull this here and that there. And it's probably going to hit a little bit here. And we're going to see some light and highlights there, but this is going to be under. This is a shadow there. You know, I'll put a little bit of shadow there for now. We're going to do that. And let's see. You know what? That will get the job done for now, I think. I'll put one here too. And one right here. So it's starting to come together. Let's zoom that out a little bit there on my preview box so I can get a better look at it. All right, so you can see up here in this palette, the next color up is this lighter red here. So we're going to use that. It's actually leaning into like a coral color. Or is it salmon? I don't know. You tell me what you think. I think it can go either way. But we're going to do that. We're going to put just a little bit of highlight here maybe. And a little bit here. I'm actually going to break that up there. Put that there. All right. And you know what? It's going to be over here because the light's coming from here, right? Right. So that'll get that done for now. It's looking a little bit like it's beveled like a button, and I guess that's okay for now. We'll get it sorted. I'm actually also going to come in and add a little bit of a lighter shadow. I'm using this brown because this is what I am given. And that is okay. We use what we are given sometimes. And sometimes we are given colors we wouldn't use in normal situations, but here we are. So I'm going to put that brown there. I'm going to put it over here. And at the end here, and at the end here. All right. So let's see. This here, I'm going to add a little bit harsher of a highlight. I got this pink here. We're going to put it on there. I think it adds an interesting pop of color. Now, it is in the correct hue, but we have to question. Nope, that orange is not quite where we need it. Would this do a little better? I'm not sure I like that. So let's go back to the pink. And we'll just have a little bit of an interesting color here. I'm only going to put it on a few key spots. I don't want to overdo this color. Yeah, I think that'll work. And I've got this yellow-green here. More yellow than... Well, it looks yellow-green, but it's like super, super saturated. I think it can work there, but it's a little too distracting, maybe. I'm going to put that there. I don't know if I like that. I'm going to make it darker. It's a little bit better. On this side, I'm going to put that darker color there, and I'm going to put a boop of lighter color here. And I think I'm going to go around it like so to help it stand out a little bit. Let's change it up a little. Sometimes it takes a lot of tweaking before you're satisfied with what you've got, and that is perfectly okay. I'm not sure if I want to stick with that. Let's try blue and see if we like that a little bit more. I think the blue is a little bit better, for sure. Yeah, so we're going to stick with the blue. Let's see. I'm actually going to lighten this side with the brown because the light's coming from here, and maybe there's some light coming on the, because I'm imagining that there's a hole here that this is socketed into. So I figure there'd be some light here, and then there'd be some more shadow here, but we don't want to be too bright because, I don't know. I just like the way it looks, like it's deeper in there. All right, so let's get to the blade. I'm going to go into this blue. I'm going to pull this down. I might go up just a little bit more. A little bit more. All right. So here's the center. I'm going to get this dark blue, and we're going to do this. And I'm going to use the fill tool. All right. And we've got this blue here. We've got that there. Let's transition with the cyan. All right, I like that. That makes it look kind of smooth. That's a good color combo. I'm gonna have a little bit of shadow here, maybe cast on here from the upper area. Do I want that there? Yep, I want that there. It makes me happy. And we're gonna darken it just a smidge more. I know the idea is you want to use as little colors as possible, but sometimes it's fun to make a smooth transition like that. What can I tell you? I want more of that in there. No. All right. So I've got my basic sword down here. It's not the prettiest thing ever. Like, I originally imagined that I was going to make a golden sword, but when I started using this palette, I had to change my entire plan, which is completely fine. So this is a part that I really enjoy doing. I'm going to pull the lighter color here, and I am going to add some rim lighting. Why? It's fun. But maybe we make it the regular color. It's not always going to work perfectly, so that way you could always use rim lighting however you want. Like, I'm not sure the rim lighting's the best idea on the shape over here. But you know what? I want to have fun, and I'm going to do it. That's the goal. Is to enjoy myself, even if it looks weird. Right now, this is looking like... There we go. It was looking like it was actually, like, disconnected. Like it goes under. I don't want it to do that. I want it to look like a flat piece. Or, actually, it would make more sense for it to be going under, really. But how would I... Probably like that, yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. And then rim lighting here. I'm going to add this lighter color down here. I don't know. Let's have a look-see at what other color options I have. I'm not so sure this rim lighting thing is going to work in my favor here with the handle. Unless I do this. That looks a little better. I'll take that. Yeah, okay. And last but not least, I suppose, we're going to pull it over here too. And I think that just looks so fun. I'm going to pull the lighter color here. And maybe the regular color there. Okay. No, by no means am I like some super professional at this kind of thing. There are other ways to do this. There might be better ways to do this, but this is how I enjoy doing it. And this is what, works for me. I want to add this to it because I want a little more depth in there. Yeah. Just ask questions, don't be afraid to talk to me about this. This is just one example of a sword you could draw. You could probably draw something more simple as your first sword. So yeah, give things a try, see what happens. Show me if you want. Thanks for stopping by and watching the tutorial. I'll see you next time.